Baruch Dayan Ha'emet, we praise the Judge of Truth. If all the Jews would stop talking, and if all the Gentiles, no, it's okay. And if all the Gentiles would stop talking, that would be pretty much everything. There's Baruch Dayan Ha'emet, we praise the Judge of Truth. Beginning with Psalm 121. Esai enai el haharim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai aseh shamayim va'aretz. Al yiten lamot raglecha, al yanum shomrecha. Hine lo yanum velo yishan shomer Yisrael. Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha. Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka v'yarech b'layla. Adonai yishmarcha mikol ra yishmoret nafshecha. Adonai yishmar tzeitcha v'oecha me'ata v'ad olam. I lift up mine eyes unto the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way. Your protector will not slumber. See, the protector of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your guardian. He is your protection at your right hand. The sun will not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm. He will guard your soul, your going and your coming, now and forever. Death has taken our beloved Eve Marie Starman. Our friends grieve in their darkened world. In their silence there is lamentation. In their tears there is loneliness. Lost in their sorrow may they find the presence of loving friends. Hear them, O God, and be with them. For Eve's love that united many people in life, and which death cannot sever. For her companionship that was shared along life's path, and which continues through the tenderness of memory. For the gifts of her heart and mind, which brought joy and happiness, and is now a precious remembrance. For all of these, and for more, we give our thanks to God. It is a time of grief, sadness, and so we listen once again to the voice of our sacred scriptures from Sefer Tehillim, from the book of Psalms. It brings us the ever-new message of God's nearness. It tells us of our kinship with the Creator, in light as in darkness, in joy as in sorrow, in life as in death. Together let us recite the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We're blessed with beautiful weather as we gather to bid a reverent and a solemn farewell to our dear Eve Starman. She was a kind woman and a caring woman. And if it were raining, it would also be a blessing. But it's sunshine, it's even more a blessing. As Richard spoke of his wife and helpmate, It was a reminder of a classic Jewish book familiar to many people, titled The Chosen. It's a book written by Chaim Potok, and it was published the end of April 1967. He was just 10 years old when this book came out. In his book, The Chosen, Chaim Potok sets the characters in the 1940s, just after the Holocaust. David Malter, a Jewish scholar of failing health, rushes from meeting to meeting and from speech to speech to win people to the Zionist cause in an effort to rescue the Jewish remnant from the Nazi death camps. And his son Reuven is very scared that his father, who is not in great health, is endangering his health further. And he tells his father to slow down, to stop. And David Malter responds to his son Reuven with the following words. He says, "I learned a long time ago, my son, that the blink of an eye is nothing. But the eye that blinks, that is something. A span of life is nothing, but the person that lives that span is something. That person can fill that tiny span with meaning so that its quality is immeasurable, although its quantity may be insignificant." Do you understand what I'm saying? A person must fill his life with meaning. Meaning is not automatically given to life. It's hard work to fill one's life with meaning. A life filled with meaning is worthy of rest. I want to be worthy of rest when I am no longer here. Eve filled her life with meaning. She was a social worker. She worked at nursing homes over the years. Every time you saw her, she actually had a nice demeanor. She had a smile on her face, kind of like the tie, a little bit. And she would sew, and she would do needlepoint. She would make blankets for people. You know, she was the blanket lady. Some people knew her as the blanket lady. She made countless blankets. Those comforted people, and they warmed other people's hearts. That's how she fills her life with meaning. It's a good way to fill your life with meaning. She was born in Fairview Hospital on June 30th, 1957. Her parents, Robert and Leola Knight. And Robert and Leola raised 10 children. Eve, and then all of the rest of them, I don't know who's alive and who's not alive, but we're all here. Susan and Richard and Raymond, Robert, Caleb, Teresa, Roberta, Adam, and Eric. There were 10 of them. She grew up on the west side of Cleveland. She attended West Tech High School. In the late 1970s, Eve and Richard met down on Coventry, if you remember the 70s in Coventry. Richard recalled, "I worked at a gas station. She used to walk back and forth. I thought she was really pretty. We saw each other at a party, and I talked with her. She blew me off. Then about a week later, we were at a party with the popular DJ Murray Saul. We talked, and we never separated after that. We were married February 3rd, 1978, at the Cleveland Early Learning Academy. She wanted to be married by someone she knew, and it was the school she attended. The minister did the ceremony. Eve and Richard raised 3 children. Kevin, of blessed memory. Melissa, of blessed memory. Survived Tina. Tina has a daughter. We've got a granddaughter, Brianne. To those of you, I offer my condolences. We all do. Richard said, she's always been the love of my life. No one has ever been nicer. I wasn't always the greatest husband, but I loved her very much. She was a great cook. She didn't bake. I did the baking. We were just starting to enjoy our lives together. Some of you already know there have been many, many medical challenges and struggles. And her kidneys began failing about 4 years ago. She's been in dialysis for about 2 years. And there were some heart issues, and in March, a couple of valves. Many, many things went wrong. She was in hospice at Hillcrest Hospital for the last 5 days. And Richard said, I tried to comfort her the best I could. I was holding her hands and rubbing her shoulders. Last Tuesday, Eve breathed her last. And now there is no pain or deterioration of her body or her mind. There's just rest and wholeness and peace. Her soul is returning to God and to be with the souls of her dear children, Kevin and Melissa, and relatives and friends and ancestors of our people. We learn this in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. The dust returns to the earth as it was. The spirit returns to God who gave it. So Eve is now at peace, and one day all of us will join our loved ones in Olam Haba, the world to come. Olam Haba is an entirely spiritual existence. It's not a place. This is a place. Olam Haba is an eternal time. And you will be together again with your dear loved ones. We've sent along a couple of well-prayed from prayer books with her in the casket, because not only is it a mitzvah to escort your loved one's body to its final resting place, but also to provide respectful burial for holy books of our tradition. Your memories are filled to overflowing with thoughts of Eve. And we give thanks to God for this gift of life. We hope for much more time with her, many more years. We hoped and we prayed for more time with her in health. It was not to be. And we thank God for the gift of this life. As you think of her, try to be more helpful to others. Try to be more understanding. Maybe you can make some blankets or do some needlepoint or something like that to be of assistance to people. Sometimes it's not easy to be nice and caring. It's always a right thing to do, however, even when it's not easy. Do this in her loving memory. And so we say words from the first chapter of the book of Job as we conclude the eulogy. Adonai Natan, v'Adonai Lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Muvarach. The Lord hath given, the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And now we will lower the casket, and at the end of the service we will each have the opportunity to place some earth. Say shalom bimromah, u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. May God who causes peace in the high heavens, may God cause peace to rain down upon us, upon all Israel, and upon the soul of our dearly departed Eve Starman. And let us say Amen.
Amen.
From Psalm 90. Adonai Mayon Atah Hayita Lanu Bador Vador, Baterem Harim Yuladu Vatchaler Eretz V'Tevel, U'Me'olam Ad Olam Atah El. Tashev Enosha Daka V'Tomer Shuvu V'nei Adam. O God, you have been our refuge in every generation. Before the mountains came into being, before you brought forth the earth and the world, from eternity to eternity you are God. You return us to dust. You decree, return, you mortals. For in your sight 1,000 years are as yesterday when it has passed, or as a watch in the night. You engulf us in sleep. We are like grass that renews itself. At daybreak it flourishes anew. At dusk it withers and dries up. The span of our life is 80 years and 10, or given strength, 80 years. But the best of those years of trouble and sorrow. They pass by speedily, and we are in darkness. Teach us therefore so to number our days, that we may attain a heart of wisdom. Turn to us, O God, show mercy to your servants. Satisfy us at daybreak with your steadfast love, that we may sing for joy all our days. Let your deeds be seen by your servants, your glory by your children. May your favor, O God, be upon us. Establish the work of our hands, that it may long endure. Please rise for El Malei Rachamim. I don't like to do these prayers with my back to your dear wife and mother. Into your care, O God, we entrust the spirit of our dear Eve, for you keep faith with your children in death as in life. Sustain us that we may meet with serenity the mysteries that lie ahead, knowing that when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you, O God, are with us, a loving friend in whom we put our trust. You are the light of our life, our hope in eternity. El Malei Rachamim, Shochein Bamromim, Hametzeh Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, Im Kedoshim U'Tohorim, Zohar Amasirim, et Nishmat Eve Marie Starman, Shalach al Olama, Baal Harachamim, Yastirei Hapaset HaKanafah Le'olamim, Vayitzro B'Tzro HaChayim, et nishmata Adonai hu nachalata, v'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava, v'nomar Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to our dear Eve Starman. She has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. May those who mourn the loss of Eve find comfort in the hope that though the dust returns to the earth as it was, the spirit returns to God who gave it. Death is not the end. Those we love have passed through the gateway of the grave into the peace of life eternal. We know that all of us must tread the same path, though we know not when the hour may come. Let us so live that the coming of that hour shall find us unafraid. May our deeds do honor to the memory of our beloved, whom you, O God, have taken to yourself, trusting in your wisdom and loving kindness. Sanctify your name as we recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ba'alamah divrach l'rutei v'yamalich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chay l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudusha berichu. La'ela mi'kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran ba'alma v'imiru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imiru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved among us. Since there's a microphone here, I'll make this announcement now. It's a little bit out of order before we place earth upon the casket. We'll recite Kaddish for Eve for the next month. Every Friday night we have services at 7:30 in person at Temple Israel. There, it's on the congregation. The family knows well the congregation. Also, we'll say Kaddish for her on Sunday mornings for religious school. And we'll say Kaddish morning Wednesday afternoons at Hebrew school, because the kids need reps on the Kaddish. And so they get reps on the Kaddish, and we get to say Kaddish for your beloved Eve, which is so two good things: saying Kaddish for her soul, and the kids get reps on the Kaddish so that they can pray it. And so now, whoever wishes, will start with the family. We'll place flowers in the earth